Hello, hello again. I have gotten the first of your data is ready to download for the Tesla privacy data requests. You'll get an email. Now I only got the first. I got two so far. I got the one for my 2016 Autopilot 190D, and I got one for my new to me 2012 P85. However, the 2012 P85, since it's a new to me vehicle that was just transferred to my account, only had 1 day worth of data, and there was actually nothing in it, which would make sense considering that they can only give me the data since I've owned it. I have not gotten anything for my Model X yet. They do say it can take up to, I think it was 30 days, and that one should have considerably more data because there would likely be photos and video clips of full self-drive and Autopilot 2 to full self-drive hardware in there. But today we're going to look at my Autopilot 1 Model S. So you'll get an email, and it'll say something similar to this. There'll be a button to download the data and an access code. No, I'm not afraid to share the access code because you also need the whole link to download, and that code only works for my specific download. So you click that, and it downloads a zip file. At least in my case, it did. Wondering how big of a zip file they'll end up giving. And so that downloaded this zip file here, which gives me the date range of 2016 1/5 to 2023 5/3. So 5th of May? No, 3rd of May, because that's when I put the request in. I just happened to get the email, I think on the 5th. What day did I get that? 4th. Okay, there we go. So you'll get this, and when you try to extract it, extract all, it'll ask you, and you got to put in the that access code. Whoops, don't need that. But I already extracted that here, and compressed quite a bit. There's a lot of text-based information. So this was 161 megabytes, uncompressed to 3 something. That's 43% of its original size. So compression ratio is really good, so that means there's going to be a lot of text, which makes plenty of sense. There's a frequently asked questions, which basically just repeats what was said on the website. So we go into this one. There's account details, customer support activity. Let's see. I didn't go through all this. There's a ton. So it just logs customer support activity. A lot of this is going to be pretty much nonsense. Orders. Without anything really to back it up. Oh, this has got, that's the VIN for my 2012. Well, it's got all my reservation numbers. Oh, the Old Orchard store. Oh, that's now I think that's a Lucid store. The Skokie Old Orchard Tesla store was closed down, and now it's a Lucid Motors store. Haven't been over there. I probably should stop by. This just shows, oh, there's my Founders Model X that I had to flip so I could afford my Model S 90D because my first one had so many problems. Account details. I'm going to not open some things that probably have my private information. Vehicle details. Doesn't say much. Basically, VIN number. So this is for my 2016 Model S. S90D solid black paint, and it was purchased new. So there's a lot of stuff here. And unfortunately, it is spread out quite a bit, and it's basically going to be more or less a raw data dump, um, with no real detailed way to be able to read that. This has the date I picked up the 90D, things that are included. We got the warranty, new vehicle limited warranty, includes limited roadside assistance. Let's go back here, vehicle data. Look at that. So this starts off, let's see, for this they got 2021 through now. Understanding your vehicle data, what is that? I'm not going to read all this to you. You're welcome to pause the video and take a look. So let's just go to the oldest one, 2021. Wow. Okay. No kidding. This is detailed. How big was that file? Some of these are bigger. You know what? I want to see a larger one. Let's find the largest one on the batch here. One of the downsides of having such a big screen is you got to scroll. All right, let's see here. Has cooling status, proximity, disconnected. Look at the top there. They got lots of different categories. Stopping mode. Creep. Huh. Creep mode. Cooling status. This is kind of like, this logs like every interaction with the drag strip off. Okay, that's interesting. What date was this? Oh, that's this year, 3/15. March 15th. Huh. Okay, I pressed a key and unpressed a key. So I mean, this is kind of neat stuff. Seatbelts even has when our seatbelts were latched. So I'm okay. That's lots of neat stuff. All right. I mean, we can go through lots of it, but it's kind of, so on and so on. Let's jump up to charging data. So let's see how far back this goes. Line 1. So this one goes back to 2021 on January 7th. Then you can see it kind of jumped a long period. We got T-boned on the Illinois freeway like December 29th, 2020. And so the car sat for quite a while it was waiting for repair. But tells you AC, wall charger, superchargers, all those supercharge. Yeah, we supercharge a lot because we drive a lot. Doesn't seem to show, any associated costs. Well, I got free supercharging for life of the vehicle. So that might not be the reason why it's showing that. If you have paid supercharging, it may show. I am saving some of the best for last year, just to throw that out there. Okay, this is just my email address and nothing in that one. All right, now my two that I'm saving for last. Let's see, what should I do? Let's do service history. These are all my service invoices since 2016 through 317. Let's look at 317. Yep, there we go. Milwaukee Service Center. This should be retrofitting the CCS port. Oh, there it is. Yep. Now this is probably big, the big one. I mean, not invoice. I'm just saying in general. What was that? Oh yeah, it was my blower motor. This right here is the service history is like the most important, one of the most important things you can get out of here. Um, have a record of everything, because now in their little informational they added in access your vehicle service history. Yes, you can see it in the app, but that only shows about a year and a half worth. And also Tesla switched service the back end systems I think in 2020. Previously, they were using software that was originally designed for SpaceX, but was never meant to handle the load of vehicle manufacturer and service centers put on it. So they switched over to a new setup and system. And service centers have a hard time accessing the old system. If we see here, we got everything. Let's see, what was one of the first things I went in for when this car was new? Customer states touchscreen does not respond to touch inputs after car goes into sleep mode and back into wake mode. General diagnostics found firmware glitch, of course. And eventually that was corrected after like another 3 or 4 months and a couple more software updates, of course. Service TPMS sensor. Customer forgot to bring other rims, TPS sensors. Oh, that was before. That was I didn't know that they had switched TPMS systems. Yep, driver assistance unavailable. Ended up having to replace my camera, and then I had dual chargers installed. I'm a little pricey, but trust me, they have saved my butt on a few long trips. Too bad they don't offer dual charges or the higher speed chargers. So, I mean, well, there we go. We have all my service records for now 7 years on and about 150,000 miles on my 2016 90D. Whoops, almost knocked a couple dozen hard drives off a shelf. And the piece de resistance, camera recordings. Now, again, this is a Autopilot 1 vehicle, so the autopilot and camera system is much more limited than the Autopilot 2 and Full Self Drive, which I'm gonna of course do another video when I finally get that data packet. But one thing I noticed, we got recording starting on April 16th, 2016. So right after I picked up the vehicle, about a week or two later, and well, they're not recordings; they're actually photos, kind of like stop motion. Probably because the uh, Mobileye system used in Autopilot 1 wasn't capable of exporting that video. But look, it ends at end of 2016 on December 6th. That was the last set of recordings. Um, that was also kind of when Autopilot 1 stopped getting any noticeable updates. Now, with the release of firmware 8, Tesla started relying much more heavily on radar instead of camera, and for good reason. I'll show you in a minute. And that was kind of like the last. I mean, there's minor tweaks ever since then, but there was no any more major improvements ever after that, which leads me to believe, because about September, October 2016 was when Autopilot 2 hardware and Full Self-Drive hardware started releasing. And that's when Tesla pretty much gave up, parted ways with Mobileye, and just relied on their own system. So, of course, as Tesla usually does, They made Autopilot 1 the forgotten stepchild. Now, do you guys want to see how bad Autopilot 1 cameras really are? Let's take this for example. That's pretty blurry. Now I'm sure it's been compressed quite a bit. How big are these? 354 kilobytes. What's the resolution? That's actually, the resolution's not bad. It's 1280 by 960, and yeah, 354 kilobytes does not seem like a lot, but that is actually a pretty big difference. Look at that. Yes, I do know where this is. This is right down the street from my house. And I can show you why it probably recorded this section, because autopilot would work here, works, and right here would be where I gotta take control of the vehicle, as it could not handle maintaining the lane, which it actually does now. After a lot of software updates, it'll actually handle this. Let's take a look at a few more. Okay, now this is a weird one. I went through these these photos, and again, look how blurry that is. And this is our family business, Sandrift Resort in Wisconsin Dells, one of the last little mom and pop places left. But I have a habit of doing this and then backing into the parking space. But of course, collision alert will always go off right about there. That nice Chrysler convertible. And peep, take control. But it really likes, here's again, different day, different time. Some people walking down the sidewalk, different day, different time. That's kind of funny. Let's see this one. Dang, that's just so blurry. It's amazing Autopilot 1 could work at all. The resolution's good. The bit rate for a single frame is pretty decent. But dang, not sure why, unless I was on autopilot before coming to the intersection, and if this is the intersection I think it is by my house, it would have, autopilot would have failed right about here, causing me to take control. So that might be why that recorded there. Let's do a few more. This one's got some of these have some weird numbers and characters. Oh, here we go again. Different day, different time. Habit of backing up. Let's try another one. Same thing. For some reason, it just really likes recording this exact area. Out of the thousands upon thousands, almost 45,000 miles a year between all my vehicles I drive every year, it has an affinity for recording this section. Let's go down to this one. Oh, different day, same thing. That's funny. Oh, you are kidding me. Another one. This one's September. Look at all the leaves on the ground. Look at the sun hitting that camera. Tesla knew damn well they'd never get full self-drive out of Autopilot 1. And actually, they did have a full self-drive beta for Autopilot 1. Only a handful of people got that. Let's see, 2016. I wonder if there's anything from... Oh, God, you're kidding me. Another one. Oh, there's my old Xterra. My dad was using it. That was before I sold it. Let's see. When did me and the boys go to Oregon? Here's one from the other angle. God, it's hilarious. It's like that. Oh, there's another one. Let's go down. Oh, here's something different. Finally, a freeway section. That is just so blurry. It's amazing Autopilot 1 can work at all. That is just bad. Even with a 1 megapixel resolution, it should be a lot clearer than that. Here we go. Okay, can probably guess why it recorded this. Going, and beep, beep, beep. Got too close to the curb. I probably took over or something. Just for fun. Even that makes a difference. Kind of looks like a old-timey photo here. Nice big black bar at the bottom. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of interesting. Oh, where is this? Oh, that's by my parents' house. Don't know why it would record that. Besides the fact that curve is not the best. Yeah, okay, so I mean that's interesting. I can't wait to see if they're actually going to give me video clips. There's only 2 pictures in this one. Yeah, it's Highway 100, Lovers Lane Road area. Nice bright day. Gosh, that's terrible. And the current full self-drive cameras aren't much better. It's that curve coming from the other way. That's bad. I mean, how could they think this is... I hope the raw image on the hardware is much better than that. Otherwise, that's pretty disturbing. Oh, here's a good one. Construction zone, can't see shit. Okay, I moved over. It's a red light, so I moved over for some reason. But yeah. So since we know what full self-drive looks like because of Tesla Cam, kind of compare a bit once I finally get those data packets. So let's see, 341 kilobytes per second. Let's just say 300, just round down a bit. 120, that one's 120. No, I thought I saw 128. 315. Let's say 330. Computer, 330 times 30, because my math sucks. 330 times 30 is 9,900. So this would actually be a bit rate. If it's 30 frames per second, this would be a 30 megabit bit rate. Or what did I say? About a 9 megabit bit rate. No, more than that. That's kilobytes, isn't that? Or am I thinking kilobits? Kilobytes. 341 kilobytes. Computer, 341 times 9. No. Shoot. Computer, stop. Computer, 340 times 8. 340 times 8 is 2,720. 2,720. So that'd be 2.7 megabit. So we'll take computer 2.7 times 30. 2.7 times 30 is 81. So that would be an 81 megabit video recording. And that's based off the quality of these images. No way in heck. This is terrible. This is like worse than the little jam cam I had when I was in middle school back in the late 90s. That's bad. All right, well, that's some of the Tesla privacy data. Again, I will hit up the full self-drive one for my Model X once I ever get it. But the big one's the service history. I am going to archive all this, and doesn't take up much space. 3.47 megabytes. Just a great idea if you have like something with a lot of storage, like Yahoo Mail or Gmail. Create a separate folder for stuff you like to save for the long term, and email things to yourself. You don't have to even zip it for like PDFs. Just drag, drop, and email it to yourself, and put that email in that special folder for things you want to save, and then you always have it for the most part. By doing that, since I got my Yahoo email address back in '96, so a very good chance my email address is older than most of you watching this video. Camera recordings, yeah. So that's it. Suppose I could try and make this the video thumbnail. Yeah, there we go, video thumbnail. What do you guys think? All right, I will see you next time. Adios.